Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
You're kind of far away, to be honest. Bring it in. Bring it in.
Can you hear me now?
It's got.
Oh, that was good.
It's got to be touching your face or it ain't working.
I think so.
Can you hear me?
Did you like how buzzed up you were on the last one?
I was
Rolling.
fucking wasted.
And
I couldn't even listen to myself. I was like pissed at myself. I text Matt, I'm like, worst speaker ever.
I didn't think that was that bad.
Dude, it sounded like, well, for one, I was probably 20 deep, but it sounded like I had like a whole tin of fucking chew in my mouth. That's what it sounded like.
I'm going to have to listen to it again.
Dude, it was terrible. Like, I was laughing the whole time at myself.
The last thing I remember from like editing that one clip was I cut it a little bit short, but like 2 minutes after when it ended, Jay's like, yeah, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't beat anybody in the race. And you're like, why were you giving me shit?
No, that was in there.
Was it?
Yeah, it was in the
so,
full
yeah.
Oh,
one.
and you're like, I just tested you.
I was like, I just want to see what you'd say.
Oh. Yeah, I
Can
got
everybody hear me? I feel like I can't hear myself.
turn it, adjust your thing. These are all.
I can hear you.
You're the loudest one.
I can't hear me.
How about now? Talk once.
Hello? Hello? I can't hear myself in the... Oh, I guess I can. I don't fucking know.
This one's. There, I turned everybody's headphones up. Now you should be able to hear plenty. Loud enough.
I can hear you, yo.
All right, should be good. Oh, those are good.
Can you hear me now, Ben?
The reason you can't hear me, Jake, is I'm not talking.
Oh, that
Believe it or not,
that makes sense.
Ben's not talking.
man, for once.
Well, an eventful weekend so far.
I feel like this is all my grill right here. I don't like it. Don't like it.
There you go.
You gotta put it.
I don't like it.
2 hands.
Like this?
Yeah. There's no video for
Speak
this
into
episode.
the mic.
Here we go again.
You can turn his sensitivity up.
I don't know which one he is.
It's number 4.
Yeah, like there's no...
Keep talking.
Hello?
It
Hello?
should pick it up a little bit.
Hello?
It should pick it up better. Yeah, an event. Opening weekend of duck hunting. It went all right. We shot a lot more geese than we did ducks, but we saw lots and lots of ducks. We were just off the mark a little bit. We ended up with 24 geese and 12 ducks, 8 guys, younger kids. It was a little rough shooting in the early part of the day, but Nate wanted his little brother. He's like 10 years old. I don't know, he's tiny. And he's like, let them put their feet down. Next group's like coming right down it was like 4 hills and it went into this little gully. And we were sitting right in the bottom of it. He's like, all right, we're back. And action. See, the worst part about it cutting out like that is trying to get the video to match up with the audio, and then something like that happens. Like,
Yeah, you got to do it again.
yeah, you got to stop, cut the film, get back, and then all of a sudden, the video's off by a second, and then it starts by a millisecond. By the end of the video, it's off by a couple seconds.
Yeah.
But you can get it down to like the 16th, and it still gets off. Yeah, and then after our hunt, Jason had a fantastic idea of walking from Highway 26 in Rosendale all the way to Fond du Lac by the movie theater on the bike trail. And then not just walking there, but walking back. And we are some hurting units right now. What do I hear? Is that the TV?
Yeah.
Babe? Any chance you could turn it down one notch? Oh, the headphones are picking it up.
I think it'll be fine.
You think so?
Yeah, I think
All
it'll be
right.
fine.
All right, it's good.
Yeah, it's good. I can barely hear
All
it
right.
in the headphones.
Jay, you go first. Give Give me the outline of your experience. Why'd you do it? Why'd you want to do it? What was the worst part? What was the most rewarding part? Would you do it again?
I'd do it again. I guess I just read Goggins' book again, and then that was like a big part of why I wanted to do it, is just how he talks about like pushing, like when you push yourself and like the benefits of it. And then I'm like, I don't know if I've really ever pushed myself to like where he's talking about like shitting his pants and pissing blood. Like, I'm like, I've never done that, and I don't know if I want to go that far, but like I really felt like I needed to like push myself. So then I'm like, well, I could do like a 20-mile walk. Like that would.
You said you used to bike ride it with your dad?
Yeah, my dad would run. He ran a couple marathons, and he'd train. And when we lived in Rosendale, he'd run it, and I'd bike it. And I was like dead biking it. And I'm like, I bet I could walk it. So then, yeah, I just wanted to walk it. The first, I knew going into it, I'd probably feel like this afterwards. Like my hips and my ankles are like just moving. My legs hurt right now. But yeah, I think
what was the hardest part?
The hardest part was probably from mile where the bikes were. What was that? Like mile 15?
17. 16,
16-ish?
yeah.
So like right then I was like, my hips hurt so bad trying to keep up with you guys. Like I'm just like throwing my legs at this point, trying to like take longer strides. Like at that point was the hardest. To be like, and you're still like 3 miles out, and I'm like, God, we're so far, and I'm hurting so bad right now.
Yeah, we were just coming into El Dorado, and there was the bench, and we just sat at the bench for a minute.
I'm happy we ran from the last, like we ran probably 2 miles of it, starting at like mile 16 or 15. So that, like, I was happy we did
That was like Ben noticed it first, like running felt better because just walking, it felt like you could feel every stone poking through your shoe onto your feet. Like, so the balls of your feet.
Eggshells. Ben said eggshells.
Yeah, it was awful. Like, it just started hurting.
And I have a giant blister on my heel. I got my Achilles tendon from my shoes.
It doesn't seem like you think walking 20 miles, like, oh, that's not too bad, but fucking do it.
All at once? At once, it's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
It was hard, dude. Like,
I wanted to see, like, first of all, that I could do it, because, like, I didn't know if I could do it, but you're always like, I could do it. Like, if I really wanted to, I could probably do it. But I'm like, 20 miles, that's a long hike. So I had to, like, mentally hype myself to where it's like, it's not going to be that bad, not going to be that bad.
Oh, Jay going into this, dude, he's like, come on, it ain't going to be that bad. He just kept saying that to us, and we're like, I don't think you understand how, like, long this is going to get.
No,
like,
that
feel.
I definitely knew, but I knew that if I let that doubt seep into my head and wouldn't, like, tell myself that, like, it'll be fine, like, I knew that by the time mile 10 came, I was going to be hurting and being like, fucking call it. Like,
yeah.
And I was like, I don't want that to happen.
Just trying to
I was on standby.
Yeah, we were coming up to, like, mile, like, 6 or so when we called you. Should have walked
just in the beginning.
Oh, dude, the worst I thought was, like, the first 2 miles getting into it.
Getting warmed up.
Oh, yeah. Like, anything that was sore was just like, holy shit.
Dude, that's just like
my
on
body.
the treadmill.
Yeah, you got to get into it a little bit.
Get into it.
That was the hardest mentally for me.
Starting, yeah.
Starting because I'm like, we're so far, and I'm already feeling like my quads starting to, like, feel
Tighten
it.
up,
Just
yeah.
trying to keep up with them. Like, at one point, I walked behind Ben and, like, matched where his feet went into the ground and, like, tried to, like, keep his stride, and I'm like, oh my God.
He was just,
No
he
way.
was just sitting there
No
laughing.
way.
He's like, your strides are so long.
There's no way. I tried that in Nebraska. There ain't no fucking way.
Well, that's literally what Ben was saying right after too. Yeah. What was my other question? Oh, you do it again. Yeah.
I want to run a marathon. Like, maybe not run the whole thing, but I want to get in good enough shape to do it.
Like a whole marathon or
Mhm.
like a half?
No, we did a half today.
So what
13 is a half. 13.1, 26.2.
You walked it though.
Well, I
Yeah.
wouldn't walk the whole thing. I want to get in good enough shape that I can like run the first half and then like run
Yeah.
the second half. But that's gonna be
I don't know.
that's gonna be really hard.
Even like a 1 mile run. That just feels.
But like as slow as I was going, like at the end,
Yeah.
running was way easier. Like way easier. And like my cardiovascular was there to keep me going. It was
Yeah.
literally just I got to strengthen my legs
Mm-hmm.
to a point that I can do it.
You think
You
it'd be
gotta condition
easier?
it.
You think it'd be easier on the trail or going on to like a road, like pavement?
Probably a road because you can probably like grip the road better to like
Yeah, your
push
feet aren't
yourself.
just,
You're not like slipping every time.
wasting energy, or stepping on rocks nonstop.
Yeah. Yeah. So well, we should say for people who don't know the trail like that aren't from around here, if we have any. It's just like a
Old
what is
railroad
it? It's
bed.
an old railroad bed.
Nature
It's
trail.
like 9.7 miles one way,
Yeah,
and it's all just like little pea gravel. Is that what
Mm.
it's called?
yeah. Ben, what was the hardest part?
I'd say the last mile was the hardest for me.
Yeah, like physically.
Physically.
Yeah. Mentally, it didn't seem that bad, but physically, like you knew you were at the end, but physically, it was just. I started cramping the last mile, so it was awful.
I just had to.
Ben just
keep
took
running.
off. Yeah, he just took off, and then I started catching up to him. I was running next to him, and he's just,
I tried to shift gears.
yeah, you're like, man. He just took off, and he did. He just fucking ran the rest of the way. I'm like, yep, I'm not sprinting. I was like waddling because
Yeah.
I couldn't like flex my calves, so I had to flat foot it and bounce. I was doing good until we took off running at the end there. My feet nonstop the whole
Every
time.
run we did, Ben was the fastest
Oh, he just
by a long way.
he was
like
take off.
at least 100
Yeah.
yards. He beat us by.
Then you get up there, be stretching, and you just get up there like, oh, you bastard. He's like, I'd rather run.
I think Ben hid the pain the best, because you could tell by the end he was like
What is
hurting, but you couldn't like tell.
Oh, he
besides
had
that, he's like waddling.
Why do you,
Like
why do you
shin
think it
splints.
took him so long to get here? He's been crying the whole
Yeah.
time.
Shin splints. We were on the,
He's still massaging his
like-
calves.
I don't know, mile 7 or so. And then, yeah, he was just like, oh, yeah, my shins are just on fire.
I was definitely the biggest bitch at like through the whole like at least the last.
At the end, Jay's like, I don't know. And I'm like, hey, you said you wanted to
Yeah.
hurt. You want to push yourself? I'm like, get going, dude.
Yeah,
I don't think I could do it.
I was happy I did it though. I was happy
Oh,
we
you're-
ran that.
You feel her pretty good.
I think me and Jay you guys would have been way ahead of us. Because there's no fucking way I was going to keep up with you guys. Not for 20 miles.
So,
You get in a,
I don't know.
you
It's
get in a
like
good
the
rhythm.
doing the treadmill every day.
Yeah. That's for 20 minutes, though.
Yeah, but
to
you
like
do it
an hour.
every day. Like, it was like the cardiovascular heart
Yeah.
rate was constant. That was okay. But it just, like, the physical aspect of doing it for so long
For
on the rocks
5,
and shit.
6 hours. Yeah.
It started,
don't-
like, hurting.
You don't have no cushion from the treadmill or
no,
nothing.
no. Like, that's why his shins were on fire. Like, my knees, my ankles were going. Jay's hips, because he's just trying to lift his legs to keep on striding with us.
Just to keep up.
It wasn't like we're just walking and hanging out walking. Like, I mean, it felt like a good freaking fast
Yeah,
pace.
we averaged 17-minute miles.
Yeah, it was pretty
for
good.
19 point.
So
6
about 3.5 miles an hour.
We're doing about 3.5. Well, I don't know if that's true, though, because 3.5 at an incline of 15 is 17.
They say roughly 3 to
17
4
minutes.
miles an hour is the average walking pace. So we were
At 3 miles per hour, it would be 20-minute miles. and we did 17, so we were a little faster than 3 miles an hour. Yeah, the GPS said that it would take 3 hours and 11 minutes one way. And we did it in
We
the whole
shaved
thing
off
in 5 hours and 50 something
with a
minutes.
couple stops. We shaved off 30 minutes just on the way there.
Good.
I definitely want to do it again though.
Not anytime soon.
Not the trail, but I want to do like another 20
You
miles.
should do it in the winter with snowshoes on.
Fuck no. Imagine your hips then.
I want to do it before the snow's over or snow
Here?
starts somewhere.
Let's do it right now in the rain. Like it's supposed to. It was lightning out just a minute ago. Good thing you did. And a naughty rainstorm coming. We're supposed to go hunting in the morning and it's freaking supposed to rain.
Ooh, that'll be good for the duckies.
So you think the last mile was the hardest?
Yeah, for me, it was. Just because no one wanted to run anymore, and it seemed like everything tightened up when I wasn't running. Like,
Yeah, we were gonna run from where that first bridge is right by Rosendale.
Yep.
We ran from there to the road, and that's only like what 500 yards maybe.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, we'll just run that and then we'll cool down the walk. And the run for me, I was like, I actually feel way better. It's like using different muscles or something. And it was like, keep going. We gotta go to the car. Like, or you're gonna have to wheel me. You're gonna have to pick me up at the road.
How was the car ride home?
Oh, it was glorious.
Getting
There's
in the
no
car
walker.
Was it
was hard.
like once you got driving, did you guys all tighten up or what?
Mm-mm.
Or was it?
I mean,
It
I
was good.
did.
It's not
I
like
did.
it was
it's not like doing
Inside
legs.
my legs. You know, it felt like a hard leg day.
Had leg day.
I was
Hardly
just
drive your car home.
happy not to have any weight on my feet at that point.
Oh, I
Just-
suppose, yeah.
I was wandering all over the trail though towards the end. Like it felt like from the hips down, I was just loose. Like the body was just wandering side
noodle.
You just think that there's people out there that can run 240 miles. Like
Just
run, walk.
look at Bobby.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, an Ironman, I don't know how you got to run 13 miles or something.
26.2. You run
Oh,
a
it's a whole
marathon at the
marathon.
end.
So he ran, swim, bike, 100 something, and then
You know, you
Run.
swim a mile. Like, imagine swimming a mile.
Is it a? I thought it was 2 miles.
2
I think it is 2 miles.
2 miles.
2 mile swim.
I think it's you swim to a certain spot and then you turn around and go back. I think. And then
And
you
you
bike.
get out and you bike 100 miles or something.
146, I think you did. And then you run 26 miles.
I just seen on Goggins' story that he just had some sort of leg surgery that he's kept quiet, like 3 or 4 months ago or something. She said, and he just biked 400 and something miles. Like,
Holy Christ!
she said, it's like normally takes like a year to fully recover from this surgery, and he's doing it after a few months, and biked 400 miles. That guy is absolutely insane.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we started 75 hard again. Haven't talked about that since we started.
Yeah, we haven't been on since the last.
Mm.
It's been a month almost. I think the last episode was on the 4th. What's an orgasm shot? Like a shot, like an alcoholic shot.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea.
Why?
It's got to be pretty good.
Sounds alright.
Dad asked me what's in a.
Your dad.
I don't know where he is. He said the shot. He's like, what's in a mixed drink orgasm? I said, what? He's like, the shot mixture. How do you make an orgasm shot? I said, a salty nut roll. I said, I have no idea. He's like, nope, not that.
Look it up. Just tell him to look it up. He's got Google.
Use Google.
You could probably get some nasty things from that search, though.
I'm pretty sure it is
Salty nut roll, right?
this one says Irish cream, Grand Marnier, and turkey stack. Or Kahlua, vodka, amaretto, and cream.
I'm just gonna say I'm pretty sure you just go in the bathroom and put it in a cup.
Oh. I'm gonna sleep so good tonight.
All to get back up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Guys are dedicated. I bet you cramp up like a motherfucker tonight.
I don't know if I've ever had
You
a
ain't gonna
cramp
get any sleep
in
tonight.
my life.
You've never had a night cramp?
Mm-mm.
Tonight's the night, buddy. You're gonna hate
I don't know if I've ever had like one
Brandon
away.
cramped up so bad at Northern Opener. We were walking through the marsh.
Oh, that's
just
what Ben was saying.
thick
Yeah.
shit. He had to just stop. He's laying underneath the hammock like, for like 5 minutes. Just quads, hip flexors, everything. He's like, what do I do? What do I do? That's what I think's gonna happen tonight when I wake up.
What do you do? Just let it happen?
I think that's all you
That's
can
about all
do.
you can do other than scream.
Yeah.
Oh,
You can try to get it into a stretch position.
Like
but,
I said, you guys are gonna wake the neighbors up tonight.
oh, I yell when I get them too.
you were saying that you're on the treadmill next to some lady.
Oh no, she was on the elliptical or the treadmill. I was doing hamstring curls, and I think we were like roofing all day, and I did my second set, and it just hit me, and I was like, I got up, and I'm like, no, dude, it hurt so bad, and she looks at me laughing, she's like, pickle juice. Yeah, because I have a bunch of pickle juice at the in the fridge here. Oh, it was awful.
You probably do.
I'm gonna have to now.
I was scared shitless. That was my first
Oh.
day too, because Matt's like, yeah, sometimes you'll cramp up on these in like 3 reps, and all of a sudden he's, whoa! I'm like, I don't even want to get on that.
That's the one that gets you though. If
Matt,
you,
always cramp.
you squeeze them suckers though, they get you.
I've never had a leg cramp. Like working out, I've had.
Oh,
them,
really?
but
What'd she say?
Mm-hmm.
She's probably yelling at my dog.
Zeus.
Little bastard.
I was talking to
See, told ya.
You've never had a leg cramp working out?
Mm-mm.
Not even on like leg extensions or
Nope.
RDLs?
I've never had a cramp working out.
What?
Maybe I haven't been pushing myself hard
The
enough.
next worst cramp, dude, I got one in my abs one time doing
Oh.
hanging leg raises. That fucking dropped me to the ground so fast.
You're the only one I know that cramps up so bad.
I eat pretty good too. Like I had a bunch of nanners and stuff.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm just not like pushing myself hard enough.
What makes you
I know. I
cramp?
drink a gallon of
What
water
makes
almost
you,
every
what makes
day.
you cramp?
Lack of water and sodium and potassium. Dehydration.
Your muscles are drying out, ain't it?
There's
Not
no
having
nutrients in there, and then they just lactic acid buildup.
I usually get them at night, if anything.
Yeah, that's the
That's
the
what
only
Dad
time I
said
get
too.
'em.
He gets
It's
them
like-
like at night when you're sleeping.
Yeah, that's the
Ashley-
only time I get them.
Ashley thinks I'm having a seizure or something.
I wonder if it's when everything relaxes around it, and then all of a sudden it.
Usually it's me. I just try and stretch
Oh,
in my
That's
sleep.
That's
You ever get them in your feet?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh, those are the worst, dude. I just try standing up really fast and pushing my foot into the ground and just like
You can just
flexing it.
feel your muscles spasming inside your leg when you grab something.
I always get them like in the morning when you do that deep stretch right away in the morning. Oh, it's
With the little, like the little twitch stretch.
like
and you're
you just like stretch out your whole body and just.
when you do
I
that.
get 'em right in the
when you
quad
do
and
that,
the
do you
calf.
get like a like when you get a real good stretch or whatever, and all of a sudden it's like you have like a little
Quiver?
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even do that anymore. That's when I pinched that nerve in my neck. Is when I did that the last time.
Dang.
Shut me down for 3 days. I couldn't even leave the recliner, so I don't even stretch when I wake up. I just roll out.
Treadmill.
Treadmill.
Right to the treadmill. Can't stretch yet. Got to get some blood flow. Ben's gonna start walking to the shop from work.
That's what he told me Monday. Fuck that,
Now
you're
you-
gonna start running.
Oh.
Jay's
You're a
got-
big runner now.
Jay said he's got a bike for me. Maybe I'll just bike it.
Yeah, you can have it.
Well, there's 3 of them on the trail we could have done.
I might need that.
Ooh, free bike!
If you guys are gonna do this again, I'll follow you guys on a bike.
Well, we've seen 5 bikes total along there with
Just
unattended.
sitting
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah. So there's 2 decent ones.
I think they're
How far do you think
bow
you
hunters
could bike in a day? Think we could do 50 miles?
Mm-hmm.
and- Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
First time though, just going out and doing it, you're definitely gonna cramp up.
Maybe that's what we do next. A 50-miler bike ride.
Well, that means we all gotta get bikes.
I want to get a bike anyways.
You need to have a decent bike too.
Yeah,
you can't
you
have
gotta
like a
have a good
freaking
bike.
like.
Mongoose.
Yeah.
You can't, that ain't gonna work.
I got this bike when I was in 6th grade. I still got her.
I mean, you could still
You
have.
got who wants to ride on the pegs?
You could still have a. Oh yeah, you'd need a mountain bike. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a.
10 speed or something.
Oof.
I'm not about that. All right, maybe that's what we do right before Nebraska.
I'll come. Ooh. Whoa.
Before Nebraska.
I want the bike for Nebraska for the golf course so I can just
Like a
zip.
quiet cat?
No,
I mean, I'd be alright with that.
Just a mountain bike to take them golf cart trails back.
Yeah, that would be nice, because it's a long ass fucking walk back there.
Carrying that heavy ass gun now. Just
Ooh.
putting that baby on the bike and going all the way back.
Ben's like, I should have had the Paramount with me while I was walking for the 20 miles. Get used to it.
Yeah, you should have.
Carry that.
Alright, I guess you gotta do it again tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
Not this week.
Eventually.
Not next week. Not the next month or 2. Maybe next year.
Well, it'll have to be in the next month.
Next time I walk,
Muzzleloader's December. Nebraska.
that's when I'll be walking that far again.
Yeah.
Till
That's the
then.
next time I plan on walking. I'm actually down on the treadmill for a while.
Are you serious?
Serious.
I don't know. I'll see what happens tomorrow. We're
I'm gonna-
we're definitely driving right to the blind tomorrow.
I'm gonna try to get 2 walks in tomorrow.
Oh,
We'll see after the first one.
wanna
I'm for
take
sure
a-
gonna get 1 in tomorrow.
when I took a shower when I got home, scrubbing my nuts, I think I was peeling skin off about my ass. Chafing so bad, dude, I couldn't even touch it. Just burning. I would say, like, the last 5 miles, I had to just keep tucking my shorts up into my crotch because I was just...
You know what works really good for that? Deodorant.
Yeah, but I didn't have the fucking
I
stick
know
of
you
deodorant.
don't have it
me.
with you, but
Yeah, but tomorrow, I got home, showered, loaded her up with powder. Just caked her on there.
try deodorant.
If
Deodorant
I
works
drop
good.
ass, it's gonna be like a dust cloud of baby powder. I put that much on there. I'll slit your throat, watch your dust come out. Ooh.
We're all just mentally drained.
For real though.
Get your railings all on, Jake.
I did. Did you see my picture?
Yeah, I seen that.
That looked
Yeah.
pretty good.
It looks pretty good.
You can send
out
it to
pretty
me.
I don't know if I have you on Snapchat.
Jerk store.
I'll send you a picture tomorrow, Jay.
Alright, thank you.
Speaking of jerk store,
Oh, here we go.
do you know in the porn shop there's like rooms back there?
Yeah.
You can go watch movies and crank it and out there.
I mean, I don't know, but I know.
I seen them in there. We went to get a beer.
Didn't you-
Went to get a beer bomb.
You knew that for a long time.
Yeah, but I didn't know if you guys knew that. I probably knew that
Oh,
for
yeah.
a year or two. The
You've
ladies.
known it longer than that.
I didn't.
Probably since you were 18.
No, dude, I didn't know that was there
You
ever. I
liar.
swear to God. Because me and Anna went there, and right when they had all the CBD stuff or whatever, we went there, and the lady was like walking through like all just this old lady that wanted to talk or whatever. She's like, "Yep, there's like explaining the rooms because we're like what's that or whatever," and she's like, "You can see on their screen like if on the computer screen or whatever of the cash register if their time is up or whatever in the rooms." She said a lot of times that a bunch of like gay dudes will go back there and they'll like only one person will purchase like a screenplay and then they go like in the room together and fuck off in the room. That and that Lakeside Park. She was telling us all about this shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
What's up with Lakeside Park?
I don't know. I guess people meet there and they just bang it out at Lakeside Park somewhere.
It's fucked up.
I know. That's what I was like. What the? How do you know this stuff?
Yeah, no shit.
But I guess I'm sure she has got a lot of weird customers that come in there. And
Not a job I'd want to do.
No.
no,
fuck
this
no.
lady was good at it though, because she was just so open
How
about.
do you even like get a job like that? Like, how do you actually go into a store like that and say I want a job here?
Same way you do any other job.
I mean,
now
like,
hiring.
I know, but you know what you're walking into.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. This lady was like, she was
She
just
was into it.
open and talking about all kinds of stuff. She was an interesting lady. I could see Borchard work in that one of those things, right? Like he'd be like, "Well, here's what I would do. You should use this." So, Borch, if you're looking for a part-time gig,
They probably are hiring.
the last lady there, she didn't know nothing. She was just sitting on like her phone, googling things, explaining what things were. Like, yeah,
Hey, you
what do we
knock it
pay
off.
you for?
Come on, Sean. Is that his name? Sean?
Shane.
Shane. Damn it.
All right, we're going now.
If you could go back in time to any like century or like so like the 40s, the 20s, the 60s, 1800s, like settlers, Indians and shit, what time frame would you go back to? This was one of our questions on the walk.
Oh. Probably like the 70s, 80s. I'd
Yeah?
probably go back to.
Some rock and roll or
Fucking muscle cars and
oh yeah.
Out of any time period in the whole existence,
That is I could see that.
like you
Yeah.
could go back to like the Roman Empire times or like Egyptian times.
Oh,
and
that'd be
meet
kind
King
of cool
Tut.
too.
I
But
don't know. I just
if you
feel
didn't have to
like
worry
life
about
was-
disease and all that, though.
Yeah, I just feel like life was like hard back then. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
like,
know.
there
I
wasn't-
mean, I guess I don't know.
I was thinking 70s and 80s too.
Yeah?
Yeah, you never answered on the walk.
Yeah, that's right.
Either that or way back, like
Fucking dinosaur age.
yeah, like
Go
way
walk
back.
with a T-Rex.
I do that every day at the gym. Rexy.
I'm gonna get a tattoo on
That
my
would be
forehead.
that would be kind of decent, like rock and roll and or like watching Jimi Hendrix or something
Yeah,
at like a
that'd be
big
cool.
concert or like going
That
to
would
some
be pretty
Zeppelin
sweet,
concerts and
yeah.
stuff, and then knowing like what he's like.
Yeah.
This guy was the shit.
Dude, I'd like to be in Portland though. Back in the day though, like not like famous, but like known.
Oh yeah,
for something.
yeah.
Not
You
just a
feel like
regular, not just like a regular
Average
guy like me.
Yeah, you'd want so you'd want to be part of the scene.
Yeah.
So like I thought the 20s with like speakeasies and shit and like bootlegging alcohol
Yeah,
and
that'd
like the beginning of like mob type stuff.
Like Lawless and shit.
Yeah,
like the
like
movie Lawless.
that would be kind of wild.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I think that stuff's so interesting. Like when they're trying to outlaw like liquor and all that, and then you're just going and there's these big parties and stuff and like hidden entrance like New York, like
Yeah, like
New
in the
York and
basements
Chicago.
and
Yeah,
shit,
there's like tunnels into like these sweet like.
Yep.
And they're just hidden where like the FBI and that never found them, and now they're like these historical things. That'd be so cool. Or they had like false doors and walls and shit, and it's just a rager going on. There was one I was watching where they had it like in this basement where you basically went through the kitchen, and then there was like a little brick, and then you would move this little brick, and then behind that it would open up a door, and then there was another door you'd go in, and then it was just a nightclub. And it looked like a restaurant upstairs, and they would serve alcohol and all that. But then it'd be like you know, like at pot shops in Colorado and stuff, how there's like you have a waiting gate or whatever. You're like in this room, and then they open the door, and then you can come into the actual shop.
No, I've never been to Colorado.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Well, there's like a waiting room, then you can go into the shop, then you can browse or whatever. It was kind of like that. You'd be in this you'd be in the entryway, but then you could come into the restaurant, they would serve you, but they could see like if the feds or whatever were coming. The bar that was serving the restaurant had a trap door. It would flip all the booze would go downstairs and break, and then there would be like another like counter with just glassware and stuff. And it was like all these wild things that they would do to get around like hiding
Really?
it and shit.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you were talking like recently.
No,
Like
there's
right now. Like why the hell?
thought
would
you
they
were
be
talking-
doing
no. This is like in the 20s. They would
Oh.
have like these like trap doors and stuff, and it would like. It's just a restaurant they would serve you, but then the real party was downstairs, and they never knew. Like they came to bust the restaurant, but then below it, it's just nuts underneath there.
That
That'd
would
be
be
kind of
pretty
wild.
cool, yeah.
But I think rock and roll would be pretty sweet too, to
Mm-hmm.
go back and like go to the concerts and be part of that kind of stuff too.
Right. And for me, it'd be like all the muscle cars and shit.
Yeah.
Everyday fucking drivers.
Oh, I'm trying to think of what the dad used to go to it. It was like what's Jimi Hendrix and that when they would play at the big concert. It was a summer thing every year.
Woodstock.
Woodstock. Yeah, there was one
Your
of
dad
those.
went to Woodstock?
Not Woodstock, but something else in Wisconsin. Something Lake.
I have no idea.
I would ask him. He would. Somebody at work that was like in their 50s, late 50s, early 60s, somewhere in there. He was telling me about it. He's like, yeah, we'd go there. There'd be bands playing all the time. Like people are just camping out. Basically, it's a small Woodstock, but it happened in Wisconsin. That would be something cool to. Like you're just camping out and like people got their hippie vans and all that. And you're just listening to music
Yeah,
and
that would be cool.
experimenting with some wild shit. I don't know, it'd be fun.
Yeah, but nobody
Yeah.
does anything like that anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you think would be, like in 20 years when we look back, what is gonna be our, what would our thing be like? Oh, no one ever does it anymore.
Technology. It'll be
So weird. Where
flip phones, the iPhones, the
yeah, but like, what's a big event that like
Could be
people?
something you wear a watch and it'll just fucking flip up as your phone.
Yeah.
Probably.
Like we don't have like a Woodstock. Like we're all like Country USA. How
Country
that's
USA.
like that's gone.
Summerfest.
Summerfest maybe.
I feel like
Maybe
this is all gonna,
Summerfest.
I feel like this is all gonna be there in 2040 though.
You think that, but like, look at
I don't
Woodstock
know.
gone, like Summerfest. Do people ever go watch live music
Yeah, but
anymore?
what's it gonna be now?
Because couldn't they just have like a holographic, maybe eventually, where it's just
Yeah, that's true.
boom, you just pull it up and there's the band playing right in your living room. It looks like because of that's how advanced technology is. But it's like, why go to a concert when I can just boom, there
you
it
don't
is.
have that energy from the crowd.
Yeah.
Dude, you go into like the rave. You ever been to the rave?
Mm.
When it's like just like they're upstairs is the Eagles ballroom, and I don't know how many people it can fit. Not many, not like Country USA festival type, like, and it's all indoors. Like the band's playing so loud and they're close where you can see them, and it's shoulder to shoulder people and everybody's into it. Like that energy that you feel from the crowd, you'd never get that at home.
I don't think that's ever gonna go away. I think there's always gonna be a concert.
Maybe just the genre would change.
Yeah,
like,
you're not
yeah.
gonna
like
have.
rock and roll was the shit.
Rock
now
and
it's
roll's
like
gonna be gone.
now you got like Wiz Khalifa and so people go watch
No.
that kind of shit.
You're not gonna have like people just taking their drums and putting a microphone to them, and
Yeah, that's
people
so-
plugging in a guitar. It's gonna
I don't
be
know,
damn,
but
that's
so
damn near gone now.
Yeah. It's so computerized and so like you can auto tune on stage, like you don't even have to sing good on stage. So I think that part of it's gonna be gone, but that's been gone our whole entire life already.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. How much further and different can it get?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
Date this podcast. We'll come back to this. What other questions do I have? What were some other good ones? Do we have any good ones?
Oh,
How's work going, Jay?
it's going good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still fucking with us, but
I worked today.
How
And-
was it?
I don't. It's. It was fine for me because I didn't really care if I was there or not. I wanted to be there, but everybody else on the crew
Didn't want to.
didn't want to be there, and it's just
And it's
such,
hot.
It wasn't even that bad. It's
Normal.
normal. It's an everyday fucking thing, and it's everybody's just negative that they
That
don't want to be
sucks.
there.
That
So
sucks
it
to
makes
have to
your
work
job
in, yeah.
so fucking harder because everybody
Yeah.
else is like pissed off and don't want to be there. That's like all week pretty much.
Yeah, do you ever just like,
And you can't say nothing to them to make them positive because they just blow you off. They don't listen to you. They don't care. They just tell you
Yeah.
to shut the fuck up.
you just gotta keep
So you
being
just
that super...
you just fucking just take it all in. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Just take it all in and just mind your own business.
So then you're not
That's
talking,
why,
and then
like,
it feels like the day...
Remember when I would always say I hated my fucking job?
Yeah.
Just because I work with a bunch of negative fucking
That
people that
everyone
hate
hates
their
their
fucking
job.
job. Now that I've fucking been with you guys, I don't really care that I go into work. I'm going in there
Yeah.
to fucking work hard and
Yeah.
do my fucking job.
And then you...
But then I go in there and you got 8 fucking guys that are just pissed off at the world, don't want to be there, don't want to fucking
Yeah,
do
but
anything.
maybe you just keep trying to do what we did to you, and then all of a sudden one guy feeds into it.
Oh, they're
That's
all
good, like-
older though. They ain't gonna fucking get it. The other screed guy that I work with, I don't even know why he's even there anymore.
The worst part is you can have a shop full of 10 guys and it only takes one bad attitude to ruin the whole
Everybody.
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly. That's how it is.
Yeah.
Then you got a foreman that like at 1 hour he's fucking happy as fuck, and then the next time you talk to him
Pissed
he's
off.
pissed off, crabby, fucking hungover, doesn't even want to be there, and it
That
just
would be
ruins the
pretty
whole
bad.
fucking.
So you're thinking
whole
about
day.
going somewhere else?
No, I can't. I fucking worked too hard to be where I'm at right now to fucking leave. I don't want to fucking start all over.
That's a false perception, though. Like,
I know.
think about it.
Yeah, but you're not starting all over though.
I got another position coming open.
For what?
I'm hiring
Just-
another guy.
Are you hiring another guy? Yeah, but you ain't gonna pay me what I'm making now though.
It adds up.
Yeah, but I also work more. I don't know if I do.
And then we got other jobs to do, too. So then...
And there's a lot more hunting trips that take place. And
I mean, obviously, you gotta figure it out.
And like Jay was saying, too, like, well, you were talking about it, like, you just feel like you're just sitting there numb.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not doing.
No,
there's
like-
always work to be done.
No, not
but-
like that. Like, you're still working and doing your work, but when no one else wants to be there, it's just like... What were you were saying today?
So you just like watch the clock, and it's just so like mentally draining to be there for 8 hours and not want to be there because you're not passionate about what you're doing. Like, it's just, I don't know.
I was saying, like, I used to do the same thing. You're like, well, man, is it break time yet?
Yeah. You're
Okay,
literally
is it
living
lunch?
for the
Is it
weekend,
lunchtime
like-
yet? And oh my
Right.
god, thank God the day is over. But like now, we could be on a roof till 5 o'clock for 8-9 hours, and I don't give a shit. Like I don't
See,
even,
no,
you don't even look at your watch.
That's how I get too.
I was in here like, what time is it? Holy shit, it's 4:30. Like, pack her up. Let's go to the gym.
That's what I am. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to just end the day to just be done.
Yeah.
I want to end the day to go to the fucking gym.
Yeah. Well, it's good to have something like. I think it's cool that like everybody's like it's nice that when we get done, we're all going like we usually all kind of get there at roughly the same time. Your hours are a little different right now.
Well, I don't know, but like in the winter, I will.
yeah,
but
and then like Kyle, like you look forward to seeing like the other guys at the gym. It's just something to look forward to when you're done, and like your day's not over.
right.
You're like you're okay with it being done, but you're not done like pushing yourself throughout the day where you're just like, all right, let's go. Like,
Well, you should hear the guys at work. They can't believe that I go to the gym every fucking
is that
night.
more of like a drive too, though?
Oh yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm fucking going.
Yeah.
I'm like, you want to come with? I'm like, no, fuck no, I ain't going there.
Ben was the same way too. Like we would get done roofing, and he's like, "You're going to the gym?" Yeah, I went this morning. They were like, "You going? What the fuck?" Now he's the one that's like, So we going to the gym? Fuck yeah, we're going to the gym.
I think Ben likes working out with me more than he likes working out with you.
He likes going.
I fucking put him to work Monday.
Jake works hard when he gets there.
Getting all sweaty.
I made him work pretty
You guys are
hard.
wearing sweatshirts when it's 85 degrees out still.
I was on the treadmill
I'm
for
not.
like 20, 30 minutes before Jake came in the other day.
Yeah, Ben had like a 2-hour workout. I had like an hour and a half.
I was wearing my sweatshirt. I took that off and it was a little damp.
It's fucking chest and back day.
Big Kyle will wait on bench day if we're there late as hell. He will walk for an hour if he has to.
Oh, yeah.
Then we get there and he's just like, just soaked. And he's like, yep. I'm like, you all done? Nope, waited for you guys. Like, awesome.
I love chest and
Or
back
like
day.
all the young guys are like, didn't think you guys were coming today. We're like, dude, we come every day. Like
They
they love
for
when
us.
oh yeah when we
Especially
come in.
that redheaded guy.
Oh yeah, he loves when we come in.
Kyle's twin.
Oh dude, you got to see this picture, Jay.
You
This
should
was
see
on
you should
Thursday?
See the bucks that kid has on camera. You're showing me all the
What?
bucks.
I didn't even think he was a hunter.
Look at this. This
You'll
was
have
on
to ask him when
Thursday.
you
This
see
is
him.
Kyle's kid.
Kyle's kid.
This is a funny picture.
Matt sent it to me. I'm like, Kyle's twin.
He loves when we come. He's just so excited all the time.
The kid? Or-
Yeah, he's I don't know 16,
what's his name?
17. Matt.
Man, I always fucking
He
forget
just
it.
loves it.
It's like, hey.
Other
get over
guys
here.
will be like, "Hey, want to try my pre-workout today?" Sure, dude. It's like fun.
That's what they say to you?
Yeah, like, have you tried this? No, I haven't. I literally get in the door and they're just like, "Hey." Like, I haven't even took my boots off, dude.
Dude, I've been double scooping hydraulic lately, too.
Oh, me too.
I did
It's-
it yesterday, and my fucking arm pump was fucking crazy.
We did it to Kyle on Tuesday. We gave him. I was like, Kyle, you want to scoop? Yeah, I guess. We locked in. Like we like none of us were really talking. We're just going. Like as soon as I was done, Ben would go, and like it was just like all supersets basically. And you just see Kyle like flexing or whatever.
Yeah.
How is it, Kyle? He's just like, oh yeah. He just starts laughing. I'm like, yeah, like that's awesome, isn't it? And then you walk out and you feel like half the size of what you were.
Yeah.
Don't you hate that?
Oh, I hate it because I lose it so fast. Like,
Yeah,
when
as
I
soon as you
get
step-
done with arms, I do abs, I
Gone.
fucking lose it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why I like to walk out right away after. Like, you're set. Like, all right.
Well, it's fucking pitch dark out when I leave, so nobody's going to see me.
Right in the truck. To bed.
Yep.
Does he want to go out?
Maybe.
Big dummy? Move? You want to go out, buddy? He's sitting by the door. Zoo.
Motherfucker ran away the other day.
Where was he this time?
I don't know. I left. I texted my dad to come over and see if he was home, and he was sitting by the back door of my dad's stuff, so I don't know where he went to, but he was gone.
Behave.
Hey, if you fucking run away now, you're gone forever. Don't run away.
See you tomorrow, buddy. What's your favorite day at the gym?
Mine?
Anybody, yeah. Anybody shoot. Everybody shoot, actually.
I like doing arms.
You fucking killer at arms?
Yeah, my skin gets so tight. Like, literally to pinch, like, when
Jay
I
was-
flex my bicep, you pinch the skin, it's like, you can get the tiniest pinch off of my skin because it gets so full. Like,
Yeah. That's your day.
I've never
arm day.
double scooped yet, though.
Oh, double scoop on an arm day.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I know one scoop is like,
2 scoops and like a scoop or a half scoop of ignition switch.
I don't have any ignition switch right now.
You gotta combine those. I don't do it every day, but probably 2-3 times a week.
Really?
It's
Maybe I'll
awesome.
have to order up a
It's pretty good.
thing of it. Ugh.
Especially on like a long day. Chest day, all the time. Ignition switch, scoop of hydraulic. Arm day, 2 scoops. What's your favorite day, Ben? Legs,
Oh, probably arms.
arms. Oh yeah. We put some of those guys through the arm workout, and you just see them like grabbing onto their arms. He's like, oh, that kid right that
Yeah.
I showed you. A couple weeks ago, we took him through one. Then I didn't see him for like 4 weeks. We said we must have scared you away. He's like, I've never had an arm pump like this before.
Yeah.
Like, that's how it's got to be every time.
I feel like I don't push myself hard enough in the gym.
That's why it's nice when you get to go with a couple people. Like, 'cause
Yeah.
somebody's always ready to go. Where then you're like, fuck, and then you just get into it. Jake, what's your good go-to?
I love chest and back.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites too.
Oh,
But the
chest and back, it works your whole upper body, your
Yeah.
arms and your tries.
chest day, like that's what I'm good at too. So it's
Dude, I'm
just,
fucking
it's awesome.
swollen as fuck.
Yeah, even like your shoulders and everything, get, like a good pump. But arm day pump is hard to.
Arm day pump,
That's
it's always
hard.
a good one too.
I've really been liking shoulders lately too. I used to hate doing shoulders. I could not stand the shoulder pump. It would just burn. But now I like doing it. What are your thoughts on the old seltzers?
Dude, they're not bad.
I told you, you're gonna like them.
Surprisingly, I liked them all so far.
More stones for you.
I did bring
What do you
some.
got there? Which one?
It's the black cherry one.
That one's my favorite, probably.
Black
It's pretty
cherry,
good.
I like
Kind of tastes like
lime.
it kind of tastes like a Dr Pepper.
Oh,
Dr Pepper.
that's my go-to soda.
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper, like a cherry Coke. Could hammer that.
I haven't had a dark soda in a long time.
I don't like light sodas, really.
I like Sprite.
Ah,
I'm a do guy.
I could.
Everybody's a do
Pat's a
guy.
do guy.
Pat.
Doctor took his blood the other day. Just pure fructose.
Pure fucking Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Did it come out red or was it fucking Mountain Dew?
Yeah, that's what he said, too. Yep, sir, it's straight dew.
That's probably where Ben got it from.
Yeah.
Pack a day.
A pack a day, huh?
Pack of
Ben
soda.
said
a
he
day.
used to.
A 12 pack or a 24 pack? Actually,
Probably about
I know you
12.
used to buy like 24 packs at a time.
Yeah.
Well, I
used to
started
only
there. You
drink,
always had
like-
the 24 pack in the car.
Yeah. I haven't had a dew in 60 days now.
No soda for this guy. I had a dew yesterday.
Yeah, right in front of me too.
What a
I don't know when the
dickhead.
last time I
Right
had
before we
soda.
went to Bubba's. Oh, I could go for a dew.
I had to do today.
I don't drink it too often. Probably like once a week I'll dabble in some soda.
Depends. It all depends on what I do. It's always like around that 2:30, 3 o'clock where fucking,
Little afternoon crash.
when you're tired as fuck, you just need something.
You start your fat burners in.
No, I ain't gonna start that until I get laid off.
That'll get you jacked up at work.
I thought about it, but
I'm glad I got Ben on those. Comes in there, gets on the treadmill in the morning, gets the blood flowing, got the old fat burner, the caffeine hits him, he's ready to go usually. Not as grumpy.
bro, I'm excited. I'm excited to fucking do it though.
Cardio in the mornings and then hitting the gym. Hell, why not?
Just to fucking
Work with us for a couple days a week.
change, whatever.
Oh baby.
You're gonna have to be my third guy this winter.
Hopefully we get
That's fine.
Hopefully we
I'll
get a
fucking be
house.
that. I don't know. You have to give me a list of tools to buy because I don't think I have shit to buy.
They're in the back of the
or
truck.
have.
Yeah, they're in the back of the truck.
Whatever you
Okay.
need.
I'm
So I-
taking.
As long as you get a tool belt and with like a couple main tools, and everything else is in the truck.
I'll be in control of finances soon, so we'll get some better shit.
Ooh.
We're definitely getting some good batteries. I fucking hate, dude. We got these They don't charge the old DeWalt ones.
Got the old
They don't-
DeWalt
They don't
ones.
charge for shit.
I brought my personal one, so we got some.
Oh, that's all we use now. We don't even fucking use anything. We just use those two. The 20s, just run
Yeah.
with them.
What are them old ones even? Like 18s?
18s, but they're like the ones that
Yeah.
have the long plugs on them.
Them are garbage.
they're just so outdated. They're just so outdated now.
Yeah,
And they don't even have nearly as much juice either.
I don't
Like,
think you
running
can. I don't think you can buy batteries like that anymore. But you can buy an adapter for your
Ben,
tool.
that's what he uses.
Yeah.
Now
So
you
could just buy batteries for them.
Now we just use those two batteries, and like when you use the saw and stuff or the grinder, it's got way more juice to it, way quicker.
Oh yeah.
Cuts way cleaner, and then fucking the blade stopping halfway through, and then you're like, oh, new battery. We got 2 cuts out of this one.
For 20 minutes with a runtime.
What kind of tools do you use? What brand?
At work,
Yeah, well, or your
they have all Milwaukee at.
and then all
Work.
your stuff's DeWalt, isn't
All
it?
my stuff's DeWalt.
Yeah, that's all I got.
I got some Bosch shit. It's all right.
I forget how much money Ahern goes through a year, and just in tooling, how much goes out of that tooling equipment? A ton.
I know
A
that
ton.
Smith would bid all their basically
Yeah, it's all bid in.
each job. They'll just get new tools and
Mhm.
bid them in, and then you just depreciate them and add them into the expenses of the job. But then yet you still have like tools that are old as fuck, and you're still using a saw probably from 10 years ago, and they're all refurbished. But when I was leaving, like most of the soups were like getting
Yeah.
new tools. Like you could see like the new stuff coming in. Milwaukee has a skill saw for the iron workers that'll cut right through iron.
Mm-hmm.
That thing. It's actually Anna's uncle had it at one of the jobs we did. It was a prototype or whatever. It's like, yeah, Milwaukee came, gave it to us.
I think it's just a blade. I think DeWalt.
Oh no, dude! This whole setup for just cutting iron. He's like, yeah, the Milwaukee guy.
Is it like a saw?
Just
or?
a skill saw, yeah.
Oh, really?
And he's like, it's got like a nice little like laser thing on it, and it's a little bulkier than like a typical like wood skill saw or whatever. But thing just ripped right through the stuff. Yeah, I guess they just had to give him feedback on it or whatever, and then had to use it. I'm sure they'll be getting some more of them because it was pretty nice. We don't need that kind of shit. It was just a cool tool.
Where I was mentally
Yeah,
drained.
you guys are tired as fuck right now.
Trying to keep.
I had stuff I wanted to talk about too, but I'd like trying to like think of everything I wanted to, and I'm just like, all I can think about is sleeping.
My grandpa used to do that all the time. What?
What?
He's a boy. He can't bleed.
Zeus, come here.
Where from? What were you? Oh, I bet he got attacked by the fucking woodchuck out there.
Do you think so?
Oh yeah, dude. Let's see. Let's see how. Zeus, come here, buddy.
Come here.
Oh, or he got scratched by the kitty.
Come here. Come here.
Yeah, Blaine knows.
It's just a little cut.
All he did was put his nose.
Maybe it's his tongue. Maybe he bit his tongue.
No, looks like he scratched his nose.
Oh, a little kitty got his nose.
Did you cry? No, I didn't think so.
We got a woodchuck in the backyard. Anna sent Grizz after him the other day. Said, do you know what that woodchuck will do to Grizz?
Did you find it, kitty?
Babe, where's the woodchuck hiding?
Under both of the sheds.
Our shed and Parsons.
Yeah.
I'm shooting him.
Shoot it.
I haven't seen him yet. I'm gonna
I'll
shoot.
shoot it.
Of course, I'm gonna shoot him. Little 22 action. I don't even know if that thing's sighted in. Used to be able to drop my quarter.
I just used a duck gun.
Middle of town.
I would.
I can't hit much with that thing, so.
Yeah, you suck or what?
No, up north I couldn't hit shit. It was the first time using it, but I did pretty good today with it. I missed some pop shots, but I folded a couple big old honkers with it too. Felt good. Felt like a sharpshooter. Hopefully it goes good tomorrow. I know what you're saying though. I'm starting to get really tired.
Mhm.
Can tell Ben's pretty tired over there.
I think Ben said like 20 words this whole time.
That's right.
I'm a little tired.
We'll just keep questioning him. Put him on the stand. Oh, what's a good... Come on, Jay. You're up. Shoot.
I know, I'm trying.
Shoot. No, you're copping out right now.
Oh, no, I'm not. Oof. Rest in peace, Norm Macdonald. Died. Comedian. It's one of my favorites.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, you should, dude, you gotta look him up. Anybody that doesn't know Norm Macdonald, you can just YouTube it, and some of, like, when he's on Conan, dude, it's so funny. And, like, he plays, like, this old... He always, like, acts like this old man from, like, the 20s. Like, what he says and his mannerisms. But he's actually, like, really, really smart. Like, he's really well-read in, like, Russian literature and shit like that. And just, like, his delivery and stuff. Like, any comedian, all they talk about is how great Norm was. And, like, yeah, they have, like, hour-long compilations of them on stuff. It's so funny. Like, I just go back and, like, when I feel, like, kind of feel, like, tired after work, I just throw that on and just die. Like, it's so funny.
He's scared of her.
Is he?
Anna, he's scared of Boo?
Probably
Is he just sitting there looking?
Was he making any noises?
she is dead.
He's just frozen. What the hell is
Big
that?
German Shepherd scared of a little cat.
What is that? The funny thing was Ash.
Yeah,
Ash was like looking, like making these weird noises, trying to figure out what the hell Boo was. What's your plan tomorrow? Just chill?
yeah, I'm gonna just chill out. I want to get through. So by Christmas, I want to get through. I have like 3 books I want to read before Christmas.
Read, nap, read.
I read like 70 pages the other night out of Goggins' book.
Jeez.
It's like 4 hours of reading. I'm not a fast reader at all. I'm really slow.
Depends what book I'm reading. Sometimes I just really take my time because it's like tough comprehending all of it. Or you gotta read, or if you're like not focused on it, you gotta reread everything again.
That's what I gotta do.
You really gotta sit down and focus and be in the zone. It takes a little bit to like get in the zone of reading, but then sometimes you just all of a sudden, holy smokes, I've been reading for an hour. I try not to read that long.
And you only read 2 pages.
Yeah, I only comprehended 2 of the 15. Jeez.
Yeah, my mom asked me what I wanted for Christmas. She's like, normally, I mean, I don't get a whole lot anymore. So it's usually just a few things. Like, so I asked her for Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life. I want to get that. So I want, like, as soon as Christmas comes, if I get that. Like,
You're starting it.
so I want to have all the books that I have now I've
Done.
read through. So I'm not, like, have a half-read book and then I'm like, oh, I really want to read this. And then I also asked for the Gulag, was it that Jordan always talks about?
Jordan's, yeah. I don't know, but I know what you're talking
The
about.
Gulag Archipelago or something
Yeah.
it's called. So, and I was like, I sampled that on, like, the Apple Books or whatever, and it's like, it's going to take me a lot to read it. Like, it's way above my...
Comprehending it, yeah.
It's way above my reading level, but I'm like, even if it takes me, like, a half an hour to read 2 pages, because I'm, like, looking up what this word means or this word means, like, it's only going to benefit me. Like,
Yeah.
can't just
That's
read.
a really
like,
good one then
Yeah.
too, to like take your time and like get through it like that.
They have the whole thing is in 3 segments, and it's like 2,000 pages. Is the full
Holy
book,
hell.
but I just asked for the what's it called, where they shorten it up.
Like the prelim of a
It's called something with an A.
abstract.
Abridged. It's the abridged
Abridged.
version. It's so that one's like 700 pages, but the author read through it and approved it. So then you know that they're not leaving out key
Key,
details. Like I'm sure there's a lot of things that are left out, but it's like 2,000 pages of something that's way above my reading comprehension would take me like over a year. And I'm like, I'll read the abridged version.
If you like it.
If I like it, I'll try to tackle the full thing. But like how Jordan talks about that and how you can like relate all of that of what happened like to not only psychologically but like your life and that, what they went through. I'm pretty excited for that. I think so. You should bring that water over here for me.
Yeah, you chugged that thing.
Oh man, I could go for like 4 body armors.
What time do you think you're... Oh, you guys are getting up at 4?
Yeah.
Dude, you gotta do your workout yet.
No, hunting counts for sure. I
Okay.
had 6,000 steps in before we even started our walk.
That is a lot.
That is.
When you think about it, like, by the time you're done putting out the decoys, getting birds, grabbing decoys, putting the blind together, getting it blended in. I mean, just setting up is 45 minutes. It's not like you're going crazy and like your heart rate's at 150, but it's probably at 100, I would think. I mean, sweating.
What's your resting heart rate?
Well, are we talking about that? What's yours get down to?
Mine's like 71 or so.
Usually
75,
mine's like
71.
in the low to mid 50s, but the lowest I ever seen it was 48. But I can like,
Really?
I could sit here and slow my breath down until it gets into that.
Well, I guess, yeah.
I've only had this Apple Watch for a week.
Mine's like
Mine's right around-
74 right now.
Very
50s?
like 68 to like 72-ish. So like right around 70 is
Yeah.
mine.
I got 47,959 steps in today.
That's a lot.
Would you say you get 80,000 in a
I had
week?
80,000 in a week. That's
You
that's
said-
Monday. That's Sunday
to
to
Sunday?
Saturday.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. I think
Working
it's-
6
I think
days
it
a
starts,
week.
I think it starts over on Sundays.
That's nuts.
I had over 100 last.
Usually I
week,
get
though.
about 10,000 a day.
Yeah, it's my goal at least is
So
10,000.
5 times that today.
That's fucking crazy. Jesus Christ. Fucking animals.
What's wild for me is how I feel right now, and knowing that there's people out there like Goggins that run like 130-mile marathons like every week. He was doing it for like every week. You do one, or like that.
Yeah, but you train to get to that point.
Yeah, I know, but just like what I feel like right now.
Is what they feel like every day.
I mean, they have to. I mean, they definitely. You can't train yourself. You think until that's just like your normal. Like that's easy for you. Like you're still going 130 miles. Dude.
Yeah.
We went 20. Or like that Moab 240. That's 240 miles.
And they do it for just
And walking.
yeah. We just walked.
They're
Yeah.
running or jogging this.
Imagine
That's
your
fucking crazy.
Imagine your shins after that. Constant just bump.
But that was kind of goes back to like what we were talking about on the way, on the walk, is how like the true potential of what like
Yeah.
the body is like, are we just that accustomed to being that lazy and we think it's crazy, or is like the human body like actually supposed to be like doing these kind of walks
50,000
every
steps a
day? Like, is that what you're supposed to be like?
Well, if you think
meant to
about
do,
it, like
like-
as hunter and gatherers or whatever,
Yeah, They're probably walking 10 miles a day.
They're doing Nebraska trips every day.
Hmm.
I mean, depending on where you are. So, like, the body's obviously built for that. But, yeah, I would say, I don't know, our society's always been trying to make things easier, so then
Yeah, you're progressively
so then,
making
like,
it easier.
if you look at, like, a healthcare system, they look at, oh, well, the average person takes this long to recover or takes this many steps a day or all that. Like, that's just now over the last 50, 100 years or whatever. But, how, like, because we're just making things easier and easier and easier, but really we're meant or able to be just beat the hell out of ourselves. And I don't know, because I'm trying to think of, like, the recovery aspect that we kind of were talking about too, where it's like, how did he recover so much faster than the average person? But it's like, well, what's the average? What was the average person doing before?
Yeah.
Where, like, if they broke their leg and it took 6 months to recover versus somebody did it in 2 months, is it because of all the stuff they did leading up to that where the body was just used to it and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, this ain't shit, and then they were able to recover so much faster? Make sense?
Hmm.
No.
What are
That's kind of what I
are
want.
you? Are you more sore like the day after or 2 days after?
DOMS,
I get it 2 days after.
delayed onset muscle soreness.
That's
Yeah,
what I get.
like chest day for sure. 2 days after leg day.
I'll feel a chest day.
Leg
all
day.
week.
Oh, I could feel like when
All,
you
like,
stretch.
all week, yeah.
And then legs, I could feel that for a week. If we had a
Oh,
hard
I
leg day, I
fucking
could
hate
feel that
legs.
for a week. That's why I
Yeah.
hate training them, but like a hard leg day, you're sore until the next time you do them.
Yeah.
Maybe not like I can't walk, but for like 2-3 days, the stiffness and
The
all
second,
that is
the
definitely
second
there.
day I can't. It's hard for me.
Just
second
sitting
day.
up and stretching.
Yeah.
Like I have to stretch
Or like
in the
walking
morning,
downstairs and upstairs and shit.
Gimping.
Oh god.
or just trying to sit down to go to the bathroom.
Take a shit. Yeah,
Yeah, you
it's
can't-
terrible.
Ow!
That's gonna be me.
I
for
didn't even
next
go
week.
yet.
That's the worst thing is getting back up.
You gotta
You could
prepare yourself.
Kind of just fall down
you,
there.
You feel like a 400-pound man. You're rocking yourself back and forth, ready to get up.
If you could.
Oh my!
Mhm.
Go ahead,
No, you go.
Jake. You should have seen this lady at Pizza Ranch.
Total smoke show.
Oh my gosh, dude! She
You
was
would have
like,
been all over her, I bet.
Yeah.
she had to be 4 of these whiskey barrels.
That's a,
That was like each leg.
that's a woman right there.
She got to the check, like paid at the register, went right to the chicken platter. You could hear her coming across the room. She's like,
It's like Darth Vader shit.
I was like looking at Pat, like, you don't even know what's coming behind you. I think you were sitting next to her. We just kind of looked at each other like, holy shit.
Did you hear? Did you like? Could you feel her walk by you?
No, you could just
Oh.
hear her breathing, like. And then she sat like a table away from us.
You feel bad for him in a way, like
In a way, but in the way you like.
In a way you're like-
I used to really feel bad for people like that,
Yeah.
but then I'm like, you know what?
that's all
A
their
lot of
own
times
choices.
it's your own doing.
I
You're
don't
just so
anymore.
lazy about it. Like you don't even give a fuck about your own health or anything. You're so lazy that you don't care,
Mhm.
and you can't even like. She couldn't even get up to get her second plate. Her husband was bringing her plates of food.
What her husband look like?
Jason.
Yeah, a little bitty guy.
Oh,
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It was awful. And then she's sitting there. She couldn't even. It sounded like her vocal cords were just being. Like when she talked, it was like this, and you couldn't understand any of her words because they were
She's
fucking.
probably a big smoker too.
Probably.
Probably.
Oh, there's a great one. Being obese and smoking. What is this lady gonna die of? Like,
Mhm.
you do that to yourself. Don't even. Hey, anybody listening? Oh, probably a thyroid problem. No, because she's lazy as fuck.
Yeah, I used to be just like you, but now I have no sympathy for fat people. Like it's all
Like
it's all-
there
it's all a
are
life Oh, eh.
some
choice.
people where it's like, yeah, something happened, but like, you don't even give a fuck about your own health or anything. You just you're so lazy that you don't like little kids. I feel bad for little kids that are just fat as shit.
That's all their parents' fault.
Yeah, because they don't know better. They don't know better. But there comes to a certain age where it's all of a sudden it's like that's up to you to research and figure things out and like like just like any of us trying to learn new things and like if you're not happy with it, you can make the changes. When they're real young, like no, but like there comes a certain point where it's like you have to take the responsibility to make your own changes.
Right.
So then it's like when you're seeing a 40-year-old that looks like that, it's like that's on you. And the sad thing is like, how can you even live? You're not even living your life because you couldn't even walk to the buffet table. You go like 20 steps and you're dying.
Yeah.
You know you're not gonna go like so many. You're gonna miss out on so many different experiences just because you can't move. You can't move. It was awful. Like I didn't even know what do we have here. It was awful seeing it.
If you could meet one person, who would you meet?
Rogan.
Yeah.
If you could sit down and talk, because he's talked to so many people.
Yeah.
He always says he's dumb and all that. He's so knowledgeable on so many different topics, and he can network you with anybody.
Yeah.
He just knows so many people. I think that would be cool. What about you?
I don't know.
I'd like to meet the Tesla guy.
Elon? Oh.
Yeah.
I think he would be so smart for me that it would be hard to have a conversation with him.
I don't know if I can make
'Cause
a
you wouldn't
conversation with him,
wouldn't
but I'd like to shake his hand.
You'd have all these questions, and he'd be like, well, that's just stupid, because, well, this and this and this. And you're like, I didn't think about that, because I didn't have any understanding of it. Like,
Yeah.
when he hits a question, he's just like, well, no, that's impossible. And you're like, well, how? And he's like, well, because of this and this. And you're like, well, you didn't even know that existed, so how would you?
And Seth Feroce, I'd like to meet Seth Feroce.
Blecko met him.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Yeah. He said he's just giant, dude.
Yeah.
He said he's
Little
an absolute giant.
Little giant.
He's shorter than we are. I'm 5'7", he's 5'6".
Yep. Then
And he's
I'd like to meet
220
Bob, too.
pounds or something.
Bob would be chill to me.
I want to meet Bob more than Seth.
I do. I actually.
If
do
you could
too.
spend a day with Bob and just going through his garage
Yeah.
and his cars
Oh,
and like
fuck
just the stuff that
yeah.
like his house.
his house and his fucking farm.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
I'd rather meet Bob than Seth. Actually, I guess I take that
I would
back.
100%. Like, I'd like to meet Seth, but I'd love to spend a day with Bob way more.
Mm-hmm.
I'd
Or
like.
we could do it. We could be a
Just
big group. Yeah.
Hang out.
I looked
we
at
could
a
be our
job. I
own
looked at jobs to go work
4DH.
there.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah,
that?
I said I looked for jobs to go work there. I'm like, I'll move to Pennsylvania.
And they're
Didn't they just have it?
They have a bunch listed online, but nothing that
yeah, but that's
I'd
the
be
thing.
qualified for.
Foot in the door type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Shane. Shane was just a
Yeah, but-
fucking dude to come like work on some marketing stuff and help run like start.
But he
this-
did that before coming to
Yeah,
Access Life.
yeah. He
where
had
I'm-
some background
would
of it.
not have any background.
But
on
now
it.
the dude like runs
No,
the
he
fucking
runs the
company.
fucking-
Yeah, he runs like all of it. But that's exactly what they're looking for. Somebody like young can take over the whole thing. Like they don't have to be there to have the business running itself. Like yeah, they like to be a part of it. They want to be a part of it. They still do a ton of shit. But they're doing a good job at having other people learn all the spots, so they don't even have to. Like your dad was saying, like think you could be down here doing bidding jobs where the guys are up there doing shit. Like that's what they're trying to get to. And once they get to that, it's gonna be like Andy, where he can like
yeah.
you overlook things, but you don't really have to. Like you're gonna make the calls on big things, but you know you got a bunch of guys that are loyal to you and the growth of the business, where that just handles itself.
I'd love to go to Andy's one of Andy's like talk shows or whatever.
Yeah, we should do something like that
That'd be pretty cool.
as a group. We should like try to find something like that and go.
I mean, I don't think he's doing them
I
right
don't.
now.
Yeah,
he
I don't
said.
think he does them anymore.
But that would be awesome.
Or Ed Milet.
Or Jordan Peterson.
Oh, yeah, his is so like. You would have to like. I guess you would pick on even if you picked up on one thing.
I don't know. I listened to a lot of his lectures on, like you said, YouTube, but then I
Yeah.
found these on Spotify, like deep into his podcast. and like a lot of it does go over your head, or at least for me, a lot
Yeah,
does
but-
kind of go over my head. But I pick up so
That's
much.
what I mean. If you picked up one thing, it would be worth it.
See, that's what happens to me with Andy. Like, I can talk to, or I can listen to Seth and Bob. I can understand most of that, but when Andy talks, most of it goes over
You
my
gotta
head.
start with Andy and the MFCO in the beginning of
I
those.
started that, but I just followed like the real as fuck. I gotta follow the other one.
Yeah, the MFCO one is real good. Like, it really changes your thoughts on, yeah, you're gonna work for somebody else, but when you start like thinking about even working for somebody else, but you just have like the mindset of like
the motive to be better.
Yeah.
You could do better.
Yeah, like all that kind of just adds up, and then it comes down to like trying to find something that you actually give a shit about, that way you can go like and do your own thing too.
I don't even what does Andy? What are his businesses? I guess I never really
one of
Googled them. I guess
one is the first.
I know
the
nutrition
nutrition one. Like, that's
shit,
his big. That's the big thing. But then they have like
he's got 7 of them.
7 businesses.
Yeah.
I don't even know what all of them are.
I don't know.
It has that Arte Syndicate.
Arte was the one I was thinking with.
What is that?
That's like a mastermind group of like business owners and like personal development, business growth. Like that's what they basically just get a ton of guys that are just. I don't know if you have to have like a certain net worth to get into it.
Is that a business?
Because you're teaching all these other
teaching people.
Yeah, and then if we all came together and it was like bouncing ideas off of people, what works, like how to network, how to market, like it's basically creating a network of all these other guys that are just die hard into their business and just trying to grow, and they're helping each other expand and get bigger.
That's why he said he started it, is he wanted to surround himself with like-minded people, so he started Arte for like business owners to come and like be able to gather and bounce ideas off of each other and like learn from each other, become friendly with each other. Now you have a big network of people to like
getting capital together.
Yeah.
Like if we came up with an idea and you're like, this is what I want to do, like I want to grow
backers.
this. Yeah, like all of a sudden you find 3 guys that were like, hell yeah, we'll give you some capital. Boom, and they go do it.
But
Like real business owners. That's another podcast. That's something just to listen to too. That'll change like your thinking on different things, like how to network and like market yourself, or like to make yourself more like wanted or hireable, like because you're working on these different traits that they talk about. Where if somebody needed something, like you're the guy that would you stick out versus a lot of other guys. But yeah, the Arte would be like basically the concept of whoever your closest 5 friends are. Like that was Andy's concept, except out into the business world. You ever see his frickin' garage?
No, I just recently followed him on Instagram.
Basically a warehouse of Lambos, Ford GT, like 500s, just. He used to flash it, he said, but he stopped doing that because he, like the younger generation, he didn't want people thinking like this is what being rich is, like having all these fancy, flashy things, because then people try to like flex and get those things before they focus on the growth. Like he's like, this took me 20 plus years to get to it before I started doing this.
Right.
I worked on growing this business into what it is first. This was a side effect of what I did from all this other work. He didn't want people getting the car first and then trying to grow the bit. It was grow the shit first and then
the car,
yeah.
I did find I did figure out my dream car.
Sport car?
Yeah, supercar pretty much.
What is it?
I got 2 of them actually. It's either a Ford GT40,
Yeah.
or a Koenigsegg.
Yeah.
Agera R.
Yeah.
Those
things are pretty sick.
Yeah, I remember my 2 dream cars.
They remind me of like the McLarens, like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I I don't think I'll ever be able to afford a
You don't
Koenigsegg.
talk like that. You don't talk like that.
But
You don't talk like that.
They're $2 million.
You don't know, dude.
But I can
You
afford
gotta read that book
I can
got
afford a-
sitting on the table. The
I can
first
afford a
chapter of it.
GT40 though, an older one, like a 1960s 5. I can afford one of them. I remember 100. I looked them up for sale. I could find one for like 110.
Near me.
Not near
But
me. No, it's gonna be
that's
shipped.
but that's
I-
where the thought process of like grow the other stuff first. That's what comes after all the work's done. And that's the same thing like with that like the other like anything.
I'd rather have a GT40 because I think I'd kill myself in a Koenigsegg.
What do you think? Did Seth get his supercar yet?
No, I don't think so.
He's-
I don't think he's gonna get one.
He's gonna get one. He's gonna get dude. Once that business like
Dude,
just
what's
wait.
the business is making over fucking 7
Dude, but it's not
figures.
even close to like Andy's yet. Like,
Oh, yeah.
think about that. Like all the
Yeah.
cars he's got.
I think
Seth and those guys are just getting started.
I
They
think-
literally blew up in the last 2 years.
Even like Bobby doesn't even have that big of a supercar. All he's got is a Porsche.
Just wait. That's what I'm saying. Just wait. He's got an M3 BMW. That thing's
BMW, but
or an M5.
M5. Yeah, he's got an M5.
Those are nice.
But that's like an SUV thing, though, ain't it?
No, he's got an M. No, he's,
M5's an SUV, ain't it?
no. It's a
No?
new Beamer. Like it's a sport Beamer, like race car.
I don't know. If
It
I-
looks just like an M3, but it's
I
like
don't know if
deck
I've seen that
souped
one.
up.
I know he's got a Porsche.
Yeah,
that
dude, you
thing's
should have
sick.
seen the Porsche when we went for Levin to go do the Milwaukee Mile or whatever. When he could drive a supercar, he got to drive the Porsche, didn't he?
Mhm.
Thing had an exhaust on it, just sounded sick,
Sick.
ripping around the track.
I can't wait till you get a GTR.
Oh, dude, I know. I love like somebody was talking to
That's gonna
Jay,
be fucking
talking to Jay
sick.
about it. He'll never have that. Jay's like, you just fucking watch.
What are
That's
you gonna
I-
do if I buy one before you?
I'll just wait. I'll get one. I
Well,
wanted.
they weren't saying that you wouldn't get one. We were talking about supercars, and I'm like, I really want like a Lambo or an Audi R8. And I'm like, just wait. One of these days, me and Matt are gonna pull up with one.
Already R8s are fucking sick.
I do like.
I'm just
those
gonna
too.
pull up with one. Just wait.
Dude,
No, you think so? And I'm like, yeah,
I know so.
yeah. It's like what that book talks about. It's like if you set your goals too low, you'll never like even achieve close to it. It's like,
Mhm.
what do you want to make in a year? 100,000 or 5 million? It's like, well, 5 million obviously, but then when that thought of like, oh, that'll never happen comes into play, instead of like, well, what the fuck do I have to do to make
Mhm.
5 million?
Yeah.
And then you end up with 3 million a year because you're
You put yourself in position to get to the 5, but yet you came short. But yet
Yeah.
now you're at 3.
And then it's like what Goggins says about like always keeping your fridge empty. Like as soon as you achieve something, you can't like settle on that. You got to keep yourself like going, motivated.
which we talked about before. Like, yeah, there's no purpose otherwise.
Mhm.
If you don't have any like short-term goals, long-term goals, and then you're just like, what am I doing? And it's whatever drives you. It doesn't fucking matter what somebody else thinks like the goal is. That's stupid, or why would
Yeah.
you want that? It doesn't fucking matter what they think. It's like, I want that because that's what I like. That's the shit
Yeah.
that I'm into. Like for some people it's cars, some people it's houses, some people it's collectibles or golf clubs. Like doesn't like I want 12 golf sets. Like
Mhm.
if that's what you want, like how are you gonna get it?
My question is, how are you gonna get yours? Are you gonna get it through stocks, or are you gonna start your own business?
Business, definitely
Yes.
business and real estate for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you gonna do yours, Jay?
Well, the car thing isn't like a huge goal of mine. First, I want to be completely financially free.
Right.
And then once that is grown enough that I have enough that I can go, Audi R8, here's the cash. Like,
How are you gonna?
I-
What's your game plan to achieve that?
my game plan on that is real estate and dividends. I want to build stocks high enough where I'm living off of dividends.
Which you have that laid out already. How much?
Yeah, I have the game plan laid out. That's been a game plan of mine since I've been like 18. I looked at like Kurt, and I was right next door, and I'm like, his whole life is based on what he makes on the stock market. If I can learn like half of what he knows, I can easily do that. Because he's so knowledgeable, and like that's his passion. Like
That's what he likes.
he says, like he dreams about stocks, and he knows that if he's dreaming about a stock, he's on the right path. And, like that's how he like.
You research it so much. That's
He's
what's in your
called me
mind.
at like 8:30 at night, dude, on a weeknight. Oh, J-Bone, Kurt here. Are you at a computer? And I'm like, I'm almost sleeping. He's like, oh, you got to check this out. I just seen this link about such and such a stock. Go look at this. Like, and then
And he understands the financials. Like, he knows how to analyze it. Where it's like, this is undervalued.
Well, we just did that. He sends me like he gets like all these like the financial reports from all these companies that like are emailed to him from people, and he'll forward them to me, and then that's when I start like picking his brain. Like, well, what is this? Are these like projections like an average projection, or like how do they come to this? And then like slowly but surely, like he's teaching me like. How to
You're
do
so
it.
young in the game too.
And I'm like
dude's 50 and
reading books about it, like
yeah.
so like yeah that
Mine would be like passive income. Like,
yep.
could I go out and buy one right now? Yeah, I could, but like that's not my point of it. Like my point is like I want the payments to be where I have passive income that are paying for it, where it's not coming out of my expense from the work that I'm actually doing, like my 9 to 5 or whatever. It's coming from other assets that are creating the income for you, where it's like say you have 4 houses that the rental income is $1,200 in every month from them 4 houses. Well, then I could use that to go get the car. Like now, it's not coming out of any work.
Wait a second. How's that gonna work though? Because you still gotta pay for the house.
Yeah, but it's cash flow. So like, if a house, like this house, like you got like this house, the mortgage say it's $500.
Yeah.
You can rent this house for $900,000 a month.
Okay, so
right?
you take that extra
So the
cash.
difference,
Yeah.
so like $500 a month. Well, then if I had 2 of these, that's $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now you take that cash and you can roll it into like. I wouldn't do it right away until it was like real good amounts, like say 10,000 a month from different properties. Like, say I didn't have just houses; it was like a 8-unit condo or whatever. Well, then that brings you in $2,000, and like you have a couple different things like that.
Yeah.
Where then that money can, like starting out, you wouldn't take that money and go buy. Some people do; they go out and buy shit right away. But my thing would be, because I know long term that I want to use that as my income source. You would keep rolling that money into more properties until you're at a number that you're okay with. Then you can go out and like that car isn't costing you shit because it's just from your assets that are creating it. Like that's a concept that a lot of people never learn or will like you just asking questions about that. That's something that like you might not have ever understood. Yeah, like you research it, like you study people that are doing it, and then like right now, like just from like the concrete business, you keep putting that money aside, where all of a sudden that can be a rental property. Well, then that income from that rental property, keep working at the concrete thing. Another rental property. Well, then that eventually you're at that income goal that you want, where it's like, okay, time to go get the car.
Yeah, that's why I say like all the money that I'm like
So
sweating for right now needs to go to be like completely financially free, and then once I'm financially free, all your cash flow and from all your assets are paying for that
or you
car.
can keep on working, and then that sweat money will start going to some other
Yeah.
asset that's creating. Like you don't just stop because you get there. Like you find new goals or new shit that you want, where you can keep on like I don't know, like having a couple fryers going. Like you don't just stop at one thing. You keep trying. Like that's what successful business owners do. They don't just have their hands in one thing. Like
Right,
that's
yeah.
why Andy has 7 different businesses.
That's the same
It doesn't mean he
Seth,
only
too.
has 7 income sources.
That's the same
It doesn't mean he
Seth,
only
too.
has 7 income sources. He might have multiple different income sources from that.
That's what Seth does. Too.
Seth's just trying to learn how to do the market and like long term, like real estate type things. Like that's what he's trying to get into now because he's getting to the point where like, what do I do with this money? Like if you just keep working for the money, eventually, like if that business goes down, that's it. Like your income source is gone. It's just like having like a stock portfolio where you have like long term stuff, dividend stocks, a short term growth stock. Like it's the same thing. It's just allocated in a different area, a different asset class. Make sense?
Yeah, I get her.
A lot of people will just use like their job as the sole income source, and then it goes right to expenses.
Like me.
Yeah, but like you just this conversation can slowly change like the way you're doing that kind of shit.
But it's kind of different for me, though. Well, I mean, not long term, but because I work to save up for winter, so I don't have to.
Yeah, but so like the other thing would be like, say you could take $100 every month and put that into a different account. Say like,
So, you know, I was actually gonna say like, if I do go work with you guys,
you
I
already
could just save all
yes,
that money.
and I was
instead of
talking to Ben
spending
about
it.
that. If you did
Just
take that
put
money,
all into an account.
yeah, if
for
you
future.
did do that, you take some of it, you split it, you put it into like an emergency fund, or you take the other part and say, I already have all my expenses paid for the year. I already have another account that's just saving just in case.
Right.
What should I do with this extra money? You could go spend it on shit or put it somewhere else that's going to try to make you more money. Like going to Kurt and saying, hey, I got this
see, now,
$400
I don't
every
have
month.
I don't have a fucking clue on how stocks work.
That's why you find somebody that does. And then
I mean,
or
that's
you
basically
keep
what basically I'm only doing that so that I know like once he retires, I'm not gonna have that like personal relationship with somebody that I've known since I've been 8 years old. You know what I mean? So I already had that trust with him. So then I knew that like I could go to him, and even if it wasn't something that I wanted to learn, he would take care of it.
there's you can do it where you're trying to learn it, but the learning curve for you is it's gonna be like, you know, like you're gonna and then there's gonna be a big
Plateau,
drop.
yeah.
Yeah, like it's gonna take you so much longer to learn all that.
The stocks?
Yeah, or like anything.
Oh, okay.
But find guys that have already done it, where they already beat the learning. They're past that 20 years of learning curve. Like,
Right.
they've experienced different shit. Like our thing would be is now trying to find somebody that's been doing real estate for years, and that just comes through network, talking to people, and like all of a sudden, hey, I know a guy who did this or whatever. Like, and you just run into those guys where they're already past that learning curve of you, and then they can work with you or like help you. Like, you obviously offer something to them, or like whether you got to pay them or give them a percentage into the properties that you get. Like, it's just an investor, but they're investing into you, so that's your payback to them, like a thank you to them. And then eventually, you've been doing it for 20 years, somebody comes up to you and says, how the fuck did you do that? Whether it's a friend that watched you do it for 20 years and now they're like, dude, I need to I've worked for the last 20 years, I got nothing to show for it. Well, then they're going to you like, how the fuck did you do it? Well, you just got a 20-year learning curve. 'Cause now you're 40 years old or whatever. Like, now you can work with them and say, hey. Well, we've had, I don't know if you guys got the last couple minutes of that conversation, but we've had a couple technical difficulties with this computer
As
again.
always.
So we're going to close her out, and we got at least an hour and a half or so of some content here. Thanks again for sticking with us on this one. It was a little dull, but if you made it this far, we ended with some decent stuff.
As always, Spotify,
Yeah.
Apple Podcasts, YouTube,
And if you guys
Instagram.
got anything, just don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. We're getting to where we want to kind of be. Hopefully by the end of the year here. Only a couple more subscribers. And comment, give it a like, share it, Facebook, whatever you got to do. We greatly appreciate it. And this should be uploaded by the end of the week. And until then, we'll see you guys on the next one.